In this podcast, I want to answer the basic question: what is life coaching? What happens in coaching? What do you get out of it? What is the biggest myth and how to choose a coach? Welcome to Positively Rebellious podcast focused on personal transformations of body, mind, and soul. I'm your host, Joanna, a clinical hypnotherapist and a certified life coach. Welcome after the longest break. 2022 was the weirdest year ever. I'm still processing it. But back to today's topic, I realized I need to record something about the foundation of this inner work. I have clients coming to me for past life regression and for hypnotherapy, and I can tell that their problem could be or should be addressed in coaching. It would be faster, that would give us more direct approach. And when I ask, have you considered coaching? People say, no, I don't even know how that could help me. And the truth is, many people have not experienced coaching yet, or they experience some bad coaching. And it takes time sometimes before you find somebody that clicks with you. So, what is life coaching? Briefly, it's a conversation that happens in a confidential space with no agenda other than the agenda that you set for yourself. There are no expectations of you and no judgment. The coach's attention is all on you. Coach's job is only to reveal to you more of your mind and simply expand your awareness. What does it mean to expand your awareness? It means that you are going to know exactly what do you believe. You will separate the facts from the story, from the beliefs. And when you see the impact of your beliefs on your life, you will sometimes want to quit those beliefs as soon as possible. But it will take a process to find the new beliefs, new thoughts, and then try them on to see how it is to live with them. You will practice that, and through this, you will create different results in your life. It is a conversation where you can stop holding back your truth, open up to the truth of your emotions, and learn not to judge them. I will tell you that often we are going through something hard, and on top of that, we see that we are feeling some negative emotions and we are judging ourselves for feeling those emotions. Like one woman I coached several weeks ago, she ended a relationship with her family member, and she was still angry. We discovered that it was actually not a problem that she ended that relationship. The problem for her was that she felt angry and she really didn't want to feel that. You may be judging your emotions. For example, you may be sad, you may be crying, and you will judge yourself for crying. And in coaching, there is a space for all of those emotions. Because where can you express those emotions if not in a container like this, if not in a space like this? Sometimes we do not have people in life, in personal life, that can hold that space for us. Very often they will say, oh, stop crying, it's okay, it's okay. They will want to make us feel better in the moment. But the truth is, sometimes we have to release those emotions, because if we don't, they end up being pent up. They will be stored in our body. So it's a very, very healthy practice to process your emotions. I love that part of coaching when I can help people to accept their emotional state as something that is normal for humans. You know, we are not supposed to feel good all of the time. If we did, we wouldn't even know what is happiness or joy or peace, because we would be in them all the time, like fish swimming in water. The fish doesn't know it is in water unless it's not in water. So, coaching is a conversation where you can stop holding back your truth. It's good to mention that as we are finding the thoughts and beliefs that are blocking you, we are doing it from a place of curiosity and love. We don't judge the thoughts, we don't judge the beliefs. We simply look at their impact in your life so you can really see what they do. so you can make now conscious decisions if you want to keep them or change them. We coaches are actually trained in holding that neutral space with love where you can be yourself. In personal life, you always have somebody having a hidden agenda for you. There's always a way you need to reciprocate in the conversation. People usually give you advice according to their experiences without acknowledging what is actually best for you, without asking you questions. And whose life are you living? Sometimes people around you may only be saying yes to you, agreeing with you, and nobody challenges your thinking. But the coach knows that she doesn't have to be your friend, so she will show you your mind without being attached emotionally to your responses. A good coach can even coach you on your doubts, hesitations, and thoughts you have about the coaching process, because it's all about you. The coach's opinion doesn't really matter here. Coaching is a partnership. That's probably my favorite definition of coaching. It's a partnership, like a mastermind, focused on solving your problems, focused on unfolding and realizing your vision. It's about removing the obstacles to manifest what you want. The biggest myth, the biggest myth I hear all the time is, I don't want anybody to tell me what to do. How can some coach tell me what to do? Coaches don't tell you what to do. That would be inappropriate because we believe that you are an expert in your life. You know your life better than anyone. Even if your life is a mess now, you know your life better than anyone else. If a coach told you what to do, that would be a huge disservice. They would rob you of an opportunity to expand your mind. When a coach asks you questions, it is your mind that has to go to work. It is your mind that is expanding, reaching to the vast quantum field of possibilities that are existing for you. You have many possible futures, unless you are holding on to the past so hard that you want your past to be your future. But when your mind changes, when your focus changes, your future is not a repetition of the past. Because you have many possible futures, as the quantum physics say, you simply need to choose and focus your attention on it. The particles of that possibility are going to respond to your conscious attention to them. Joe Dispenza writes about it. There are scientific experiments done a century ago, and something that the ancient sacred texts talked about long before the science proved it. So the coach will not tell you what to do unless it's coaching mixed with mentoring. You could be working on your business, on your marketing, on your leadership skills, on the relationships in your company, on your weight, overeating, overdrinking, overspending, running. And we have methods for all of those things. So, of course, you will get some suggestions. So, this way you don't reinvent the wheel. But a big part of your success will still come from your mind, from the right mindset. It would not be good coaching if the coach would only give you an outline of actions, what to do. There has to be a change in your mind. And sometimes you need to suspend your belief in something for the new things to work. If you have been doing something for a long time, for let's say for 3 years, you tried to lose weight and you used this one method and you did not lose weight, it means that you actually believed that this method would help you, but the reality is that it didn't. So it means that you need to suspend your belief in this method, put it aside for now, and try on a new belief. Like you try on a new jacket. Let's try on this belief. Let's try on this method. Let's try to believe in this method, do it, and see if that works. Coaching is there also to help you go through the moments when you want to quit. Quitting is a sign that you just want some relief. And if you didn't take this goal upon yourself, then life would be so much easier because you wouldn't have to work on it. So sometimes we want to quit. But the coach will help you to go through that hard part and maybe lighten up the load of your work. Maybe the coach will help you to create a self care practice, maybe change your mind just a little bit so you can go through that slower part of that process and still not quit. I need to tell you that I wish I could ask someone, specifically somebody with clairvoyant gifts, to tell me what to do. Exactly what to do. It would be such a relief. And if I did what they told me and that would not work, at least I could blame them and not me. I'm kidding, of course. A big part of coaching is to take personal responsibility for your actions, for your emotions, and not to delegate that responsibility. Only then you will really create what you want and you will be proud of yourself because you will see what it takes. This is important. If you don't know what to do, you learn and study. But if you know what to do and you are still not doing it, like so many of us, what do you do then? It is not only about knowing what to do, that's easy. There is an additional thing that has to happen for you to do it. Do you know what it is? Do you know why you do or not do certain things, even if you know better? Do you know why you ate that pizza yesterday? Do you know why every day you want to choose healthy foods, but you are not choosing it? Why you do not create your art like you mean it? Why you are not sitting down every day to write a chapter in your book, even though you know that when you create this ritual, things will be so much easier? Do you know why you are acting in certain way with certain people and you wish you could change it? You act this way and not another way because of your feelings in the moment. And what impacts those feelings? Your thinking. When it comes to unhealthy food, what impacts your feelings is not only your thinking when you think, oh, I just want it because it tastes better than the healthy food. It is also your body that is addicted to those foods. So, what impacts the feelings is your thinking. It could be a small thought you can barely notice. In coaching, this is what we are looking for, those beliefs that are sabotaging you. Then we change them, and you are creating your new thoughts, your new mindset. And then you watch your emotional state change, and your emotions, they have so much power that they are going to drive you to that action that you need to take, or they are going to stop you from taking that negative action again. So in coaching, we are finding those feelings that are the driving force behind your actions. This is called causal coaching. We are looking for the cause. And I would say, even though I address subconscious beliefs in hypnotherapy, those subconscious beliefs are present in your daily life. They are coming up all the time in your conscious mind and in your conscious conversations. That's why in coaching we can find them. What do we do in coaching? We are having a conversation. You may hear questions nobody ever asked you before, and you will be saying things you didn't know that you had within you, and your life changes. Sometimes coaching feels very healing and balancing. Sometimes coaching feels like you are doing a full remodeling of your house and you are trying to live in the house at the same time. But this is only because we are trying to dismantle the old structures and build something new. Coaching is not a therapy. We don't mix that. So if you are not functioning, if you have disordered eating or behavior that threatens your well-being, you need to see a therapist or a medical professional. Coaching is for you if you function well. Of course, you can also use it if you are in emotional pain or spiritual pain, if you are unfulfilled, if you are going through grief, if you are feeling empty or struggle with self-worth. But if you have some serious trauma, that may not be for you. These days, many coaches have a trauma-informed practice, but still it's better to go to a therapist if you went through something really serious. What do you get out of coaching? Well, the purpose is that your life will change in practical ways. When you take actions is a big word here, on your new awareness, you will see tangible results. If you do not take those actions, sometimes people indulge in coaching because it feels so good to have all the attention. You may get super educated about your mind, how your mind works, and you may know how to explain why you don't do what you actually want to do. But when you are not taking action, things don't change on the outside. If you don't do what you know you should be doing, you work on your mind and also we work on your emotions. The reason why you will not do what you're supposed to be doing is because there is something on the emotional level that is stopping you. And the trick is, well, not a trick, but a miracle that when you go through that emotion that is blocking you, then you will be on the other side. If you try to avoid it, you will end up where you don't want to end up. So I mentioned the causal coaching, but what about accountability coaching? Many people are more familiar with accountability coaching. You create a strategy, a plan with your coach, and then you are accountable to your coach. Now, I know that a lot of people would look down at accountability coaching, but I see the need for both causal coaching and accountability coaching. But I would do accountability coaching with some more mental preparation because what if you don't do what you told your coach you will do? You will have certain thoughts and feelings about yourself. And maybe that would trigger something else from the past. And then you will feel bad about yourself. I know that that happened to me. And right now I'm trying accountability coaching for me. So I know exactly what is coming up for you. And so I think that there has to be a preparation, mental preparation for this, so that you know that it may happen and we can address it. Because if you think something negative about yourself because you didn't do something that you promised, then you can also change what you think about yourself and feel about yourself just because it happens that you didn't do it by this deadline. You can always move your deadline. So I often hear from coaches, my life is still a mess. Can I still help others? Does a life coach have to have a perfect life? Well, first of all, there's no such thing. Each of us is struggling with something, with some life's lessons. I don't want my coach to have a perfect life. I want them to be a human. I want them to be able to relate to me. I want their life to be a mess sometimes because then I know that if they go through it, they can use the tools they teach on themselves. This is what I do on myself all the time. The way I feel about me doing this work is this. I like to be on the other side of the struggle. If I had emotional eating problem and food addiction issue, and I was able to lose weight and break free from it and see the amazing changes, I know in my core that the methods I use work. But sometimes I will go back to that place of struggle to put my toe in water to experience that struggle again a little bit, to be able to relate, to know how the struggle feels, and to have more compassion for the other person that doesn't know yet what's on the other side. I know that I would be a good coach for people who struggle with emotional eating, creative blocks, procrastination, self love. I would not be the best coach for people who are parents of a very young children. When you read my blog, you will find nothing about this subject. But for example, if I helped people who are adults in their relationship with their older parents, I can definitely do that. So, whatever is your problem, you can Google it, Google the problem, and a life coach who specializes in this problem. I promise you, you will find somebody. Even recently, I was doing the talks with other coaches who have the specific group of people they help, just to show people outside of coaching world that somebody is there to help them because they already invested their time and energy, and they overcame their own struggles in this situation. So I had a talk with a woman who helps women in alcoholic relationships to break free, a guy who helps dads who are overwhelmed. He helps them to find freedom and empowerment. I had a talk with a woman who spent many years in the army, and now she helps veterans to feel better in their new civilian life, and so on and so on. Somebody is there to help you with your specific problems. And if you are ready to work with me or you simply want to talk, just go to positivelyrebellious.com, click that button, schedule your free consultation, and we will see if I'm the right coach for you. Once again, positivelyrebellious.com. Thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful week.